email marketing strategy really lives at this intersection of what your user needs and what your company is interested in providing. We're basically matchmakers, right? We match up these needs with what we have to offer, finding the right person, the right message, the right time, the right channel. So today we're going to discuss how to source the right users for those interviews, what questions you want to ask them, how to logistically carry out these interviews and make sure that they're good experiences and you get what you need, and then how to analyze the results, right? Your data, and turn those insights into really great email campaigns. The first step in this 4-step process, you're going to want to find the users that you're going to speak with, right? The first step of that is figuring out what question are you trying to answer. So we would survey our audience to find the specific people in that segment who are willing to sign up for a user interview and who you think might have the answer to the questions that you're asking. I try to keep it around 10 questions. How would you feel if you could no longer use the 10% Happier app? We were looking for people who would say they are very disappointed if they could no longer use our app. So you really want to make sure you're asking questions about things like age and gender and race and socioeconomic status, ability, educational background, and you want to choose a diverse group to interview. I'm looking for 10 to 15 people at the absolute most to speak with. You're looking for a diverse, not statistically representative group of people who you think you have reason to believe could really have the answers to the questions that you're asking. You're definitely going to want to create a discussion guide, right? Which is a list of all of the questions that you want to ask grouped by theme. Now it's time to actually get on the phone or video with your users. Interviewing is a skill like everything else. I'm going to share some pointers on how to make sure the interviews go well for you and for your users. I like to tell people that I didn't make the product that we're going to be talking about, so if they're going to say something they don't like about it, it's not going to hurt my feelings. Tell them how this information is going to be used. You should also pay them. You also want to take searchable notes. So I mentioned if your interviewees are willing, you want to record them. There are a lot of great transcription services available these days. We were talking about the advent of AI. One place that AI is incredible these days is in transcription. You're also going to want to practice reflective listening while you're having these conversations with folks. And at the point, right, where you've had all your conversations, your mind is starting to buzz with finding all of these patterns with the folks that you've talked to. Now it's time to analyze your results, right? What did I find? And what should I do about it? How am I going to create awesome campaigns? You're going to go back to your notes, you're going to go back to your recordings, and you're going to code them, right? And then once you've done that, you're going to look for opportunities. Another thing to keep an eye out for is any mismatches of expectation and reality. Either really good mismatches, right? Like something wildly exceeded your expectations, or ones where something fell down, something fell apart. And this is the point, right? Where you're going to actually come here and say, okay, I've got it. I'm going to brainstorm my campaigns. So Steve created an email flow offering users content suggestions based on their sort of self-reported reason for meditating in our onboarding flow, whether that's reducing stress or finding more balance, anything like that. Another campaign that came out of this work, people who get a lot out of our product really understand that they can go back to the same meditations or the same courses over and over again and get different great results as they're going through this, right? So we took our meditation courses and we turned them into time-limited challenges. Over the next couple of weeks, we challenge you to complete our course Taming Anxiety, for example. I think the first thing is you're doing what your brand and company promised you would do, right? You're getting your users the help that they came to you for. And in doing so, you can message users way more often, right? Because the information you have for them is relevant to them and it's timely. User interviewing really unlocked for me a new way of thinking about my job as a matchmaker. You know, the users, the folks that we're talking to, they're the experts on what they need. And it turns out if you give them a chance, they will tell you exactly what you want to know and give you everything you need to make really excellent campaigns.